When I am working with materials or spaces or volumes or furniture or any kind of form that has to do with design, there are times when I look at something or I walk into a space or I'm working with the elements of that space that it just comes together. To me, the place you live, and especially architecture, needs to be kind of timeless. And there are pieces of architecture and spaces that you can design and they really don't have to change much. A lot of it just comes from the bones of the architecture or the style. But somebody is sort of overseeing the whole thing, knowing who to get to work together to make this thing what they want it to be. And I kind of feel like at this stage, that's what I do. I try to get the right people together. I try to hear what it is that someone wants to do and then bring to it everything that I can bring to it to get them there and further. And each project is so different that I'm sure from the outside you could see similarities to different projects, but it seems to me that every project is so different, so original, because the people are the site, the architecture, the spaces, everything's different. The locations, the climate. I've worked on projects in the city, I've worked on projects in the country, on Martha's Vineyard, that's a whole other sort of feel. The Berkshires is another feel. The interiors and the furnishings and the decoration and the relation between the interior of the house and the exterior of the house, that it's so important. The finishes and the furnishings and all of that texture that goes into a space. I mean, the walls and the light in a room, that's very important, but it's not it. Unless you rejoice in empty space, it's not enough. I've really learned so much about restoring furniture, restoring lighting, periods of lighting and furniture, and what kind of woods and what kind of metals, and how how you can treat a certain metal to make it a little bit different, or you can polish it to make it look more formal, or distress it to look more rustic. And you develop a network of contractors and subcontractors and craftsmen and vendors and restorers of furniture and lighting, and it's an army of people that you need to produce these projects. And every element is extremely important, and for them to come together, you have to work closely with these people. So you've got all these elements, you've got to put them together to form something bigger that hopefully is beautiful, inspiring. In the case of a lot of what I do, it has to be functional. But it's all these little things, and there's a lot of technical, there's a lot of things that go into it that are less than inspirational. But as you work on all those things and as you move it all along, you go from the tiny elements to bigger things. There's themes, there's mood. All of that is kind of what you get when the project is finished and you walk into a finished room.